What's up and welcome back, everybody. On today's video, we're gonna start off cleaning some venomous snakes. And then after, we're headed all the way down south to Miami to do some snake hunting. Now we are in search of a huge Burmese python. Unfortunately, we did not find a huge female, but we did find some awesome species. So stay tuned, you guys are gonna love the video. And Robert pulled up with a gated tooth on the gold chain.
Hey, but look.
Damn.
Look what's holding it.
More gold? Brass? What is that?
It's line.
What?
It's fishing line.
Fishing line? Fuck. Dude, this necklace just says Florida all over.
Florida, man.
All right, so it's cleaning day here at the ranch. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna put the lights back on these two enclosures because these two cobras, they love to wedge themselves up in the wire and yank the wire out of the light. So we're gonna clean these guys, get the lights fixed, then we're gonna feed the crocs. Let's do it, son. All right, guys. Right here's my pastel monocled cobra. And if those of you guys follow me for a long time, you know this snake. She's a firecracker. She loves to come out guns blazing. So let's see how she's feeling today. Why is she so crazy? Oh my God. Crazy, but beautiful. And big. She is getting massive. Now people don't really realize, but monocled cobras, they'll get pretty darn big. Monocleds can get up to 6 to 6.5 feet long. But she definitely needs a good cleaning because we fed her a bunch of small rats the other day. That was our last video. We did our nighttime tour. So she has made a huge mess. Her water needs to be cleaned and her light needs to be fixed. So this girl has to get out. But look at that. Such a beauty, man. Whew. And it's almost like the bigger she gets and the older she gets, the lighter she's getting. When I got her, she was like super dark. Now she's turning almost into the Chinese pearl cobra morph. That crazy washed out color. You want to be super, super cautious with this snake. I always say these are one of the most common snakes in the venomous snake hobby, but they're also one of the most deadliest. Now, once she's out of the enclosure, she's pretty good. She doesn't usually hood up too much, but she still will come back up on the hook and she'll fly back at your chest. So you want to be super careful. We're just going to go ahead. See, you got to be lightning fast when working with these snakes. Let's just go ahead and bring her up here into the cage. Alright, let's see if we can get this monocled cobra out of here. This is a highly toxic, neurotoxic snake. So if this snake bites you, it's going to affect your neurological system. So if I were to get bit by this snake, the first thing I want to do is get the snake secured. The second thing I want to do is get a death grip on my finger, then apply a tourniquet. Now, these snakes, you really don't want the venom traveling. So let's say you get bit in your finger, you want to keep that venom in your finger. You don't want this venom to circulate around your body. Now, if you get bit by another animal like a viper or something with hemotoxic venom, then you don't want to apply a tourniquet because that is localized venom. It affects the area that the snake bites. So in that case, if you get bit by a hemotoxic snake, you want to not apply the tourniquet because you really want that venom to go throughout your body. But a neurotoxic snake like this, you want to apply a tourniquet immediately. Look at that. Such a pretty snake. Now he's in a perfect position right now to where I can just look at him and see all of his features without him being able to swing back around me. Let's go ahead. We're actually going to throw him in this cage for now. We just ran out of some bedding, so we're going to use one of our extra tanks. All right, Bubba. And that is a pastel monocled cobra. All right, now the next snake we're going to be taking out today is another monocled cobra. Now I have 3 monocled cobras in my collection. I have 1 albino. I have another albino het lizard, which is this one right in here. And I have that pastel monocled cobra. Now my other 2 are females, but the one I just took out, that's a male. So hopefully we'll be able to breed that male to my 2 females. Now this girl, she's probably ready to breed right now. We'll probably give her 1 more year. And then my small girl, she needs probably 2 more years before she's ready to breed. But look at that snake. Such a beautiful, fiery animal. Like, her colors are just popping. Now, one thing we want to do in the snake room is add more lights because on the iPhone, you really can't tell the true colors of the snake. So we're going to have to add a bunch of little light strips and just blow this room up with light. That way you guys can see the true colors of these beautiful snakes. And it seems like this girl, when she gets older, she's getting more white checkered pattern on her back. Now, when I got her, she was more of a salmon color, but now she's seriously turning like completely white speckled. It's insane. Our cage isn't so dirty, but we do need to fix her light. Dangerous, Florida. This sucker is fast though. I mean, that's another thing about cobras. It's not like working with a viper. You're dealing with a fast snake, a super fast, super aggressive snake. Now, this one's actually not too aggressive. I would say my other one is aggressive. But let's see. A lot of people try to say, oh no, it's defensive, it's not aggressive. When you're doing nothing and the snake just tries to attack you, that means it's aggressive, not defensive. All right, the next snake I'm gonna be taking out is a rattlesnake, but not just any rattlesnake. This right here is the world's smallest species of rattlesnake. Now you will not find a species of rattlesnake that is smaller than this. Now this right here is a male specimen and he is full grown. So this guy is really not gonna get any bigger. He might get an inch, maybe 2 inches bigger in a couple years, but this is about as big as this guy will get. Now I'm actually amazed this guy is staying on the hook. Pygmy rattlesnakes are notorious for just falling right off the hook. They're almost impossible to balance on the hook. So that was pretty pleasant to have him just balance on that hook. And you can see his little tail waggling. You can see he is a rattlesnake. And if you are here in person, you can hear that rattle. Now people always say in Florida, they say if you're close enough to hear that rattle, you are close enough to get bit. So let's just close that guy on up because we don't want to get bit. All right, now the pygmy rattlesnake enclosure is all nice and clean. We ran out of some aspen, so we just went ahead and we used some paper towel. Now in all actuality, paper towel, newspaper, rolls of that thick paper, that is actually the most sanitary stuff compared to using this bedding like this. So sometimes it doesn't look the best, but this stuff in all actuality is the best when it comes to bedding. All right, let's go ahead and get this little guy out of here. Now, if you didn't know, you would probably think this is a baby snake, but this is not. This is a full adult striped pygmy rattlesnake. Now, usually they have a regular like dotted pattern going down their back and a little bit of pattern on their sides. But to find one with these stripes is just incredibly unusual. And like I said, they just fall right off the hook. So we just want to keep her over the tub, wait for her to get relaxed, and when we think we could balance her over onto her cage, then we'll move her. Because a snake like this, a small snake like this, if she takes a fall from 3 to 4 feet, it could be life-threatening. So I'm just going to bring the tote right over to her enclosure. So this way we don't even have to risk it. Look at that. No hands, no tools, no nothing, baby. Pygmy rattlesnake. All nice and clean. All right, guys, this is the field horned viper. As you can see, she's got a little poop, a little shed, and we need to change her water. So we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna take her out. Look at the horns on that girl. Now, in our last video, when we were filming her at night, you guys can really see how crazy her horns were. Now, they're actually really, really prominent, but they're the same color as the rest of her body, so they're kind of hard to pick up on. Now, you can kind of just look at this snake and tell the terrain she's from. Now, other snakes with this kind of color, other snakes that look like this, they're typically from a super sandy desert kind of area. Now, this animal, that's exactly where she's from. Sometimes they'll actually bask on the side of mountains in the desert, and that's where they eat a lot of their prey. A lot of birds that would hide on the side of those mountains. I would not want to take a bite from one of these guys because, you know, no one really knows. Not many people get bit by this species of snake. Now, the locality range they're from is pretty remote, so there's not a lot of people going out and getting bit by this species of snake, and I don't really want to find out for myself what the venom is like. Now we're headed all the way down south, about 2-3 hours south of me, to Everglades National Park in search of Burmese pythons. Now right now, it's actually hatchling season. So everywhere you're gonna be finding little baby hatching Burmese pythons. Now what that means is the babies hatched and the mothers are off the nest. They're not guarding the nest anymore. They're not wrapped around the nest. They're actually off searching for food. So little raccoons, hogs, little birds, these giant female pythons are in search of food to eat. That's why this time of the year, June, July, August, is one of the best times if you want to find a monster python. Now, almost all the times you find a big python, it tends to be a female. Now, the males cap out at around 10, 12 feet, but these female pythons can grow anywhere from 18, 19, even 20 feet long. Now, the record right now is 19 feet, but tonight, we're after that 20-footer, so we'll keep you guys updated, see if we can get some snakes. If we find other stuff along the way, we're going to show you guys. All right, y'all, see you there. And we are here. So when you guys are snake hunting, you don't really want to come too late. You want to come just before the sun sets, about 20, 30 minutes before the sun sets, because that is actually when most of the action starts happening, which is right around now. Because these snakes, they've been hot all day, it's cooling down, and they're ready to move. So as soon as it cools down, these guys are going to start hunting and moving on the road. So it doesn't look like we have a lot of people out here today, so we should have some pretty good luck when it comes to finding snakes tonight. Hopefully an American croc, hopefully a caiman, maybe a few chameleons, hopefully a Burmese python. That's what we're in search for, but stay tuned. Show you what we found. All right, y'all, make sure there's no cars, no cars. This is our first snake of the night. A little water moccasin going off into the brush. Look at that. It's a good night. It's a good night. Let's go. Whew. Now, it was a little hard to see that guy because I didn't have my snake hook on me. He was a venomous species. I had no flashlight. So when he took off, I just let him take off. There's no point in tailing or grabbing a venomous snake like that out here in the wild, because if you get bit, you're really going to be screwed. We're about 60, 70 miles into the swamp. So if I get bit by a venomous snake right now, it's going to be a huge deal. We got a little banded water snake. Look at that guy. We're just gonna let him go on. And then I saw another little snake. Look at that, a little brown water snake. These guys are super cute. Off the road. Off you go. Off you go. All right, so tonight's been a pretty good night so far. The temps are good. We're at 82, which is crazy hot for nighttime. We got a little owl on the road jumping off. That's cool. That's cool. You never really know what you're gonna see out here in the glades. You might see a massive gator on the road. You might see a freaking panther jumping across the road. 20-foot Burmese python. It's a pretty crazy place out here. So you gotta be aware. You have to keep your eyes on the road at all times. Ooh, look at this cottonmouth right here. This one is a beauty. Look at the colors. Wow, he has like his full juvenile colors on him. And he's probably about 2.5, 3 feet long. Look at that. Such a beautiful snake. All right, let's keep on hunting. Guys, look at this Scarlet King, but there's cars, so we gotta go. So we're gonna get him off the road. Let's go, buddy, come on. All right. Run. Our third water moccasin of the night. Look at that cutie. Have a go at the colors on him. Sheesh. Beautiful little guy. You can see he has a neon green tail. When these guys are babies, they're born with a bright green tail to let predators know that they're venomous. Look at those colors. And look at that. Little baby Burmese python just got hit. So he's still super fresh. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna check the area for more and see if we can find a nest. And that is the end of today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed seeing me handle these venomous snakes, find all these wild snakes, and if you'd like to see more videos just like that, comment down below, like, and the most important part, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll see you next time.